We are looking live at the White House this morning on a snowy day in Washington. That nor'easter really moving through still. U.S. President Joe Biden going to make good on a campaign promise today and try to make amends for one of the most controversial policies and the most disturbing images from the Trump administration. Senior Washington editor Lindsay Duncombe has the story. This is about immigration. This is bringing families together. Of course, we think of those horrible scenes of separated families. Lindsay, tell us more about what is afoot today.
Well, in this executive order that Joe Biden will sign today, the White House will announce a task force that will be tasked with reuniting the families that remain apart since those family separations back in 2017 and 2018. It's estimated there are about 500 children currently in the United States who don't have any idea where their parents are, and locating them, which is something that various different advocacy groups have been trying to do, will not be easy because many of those parents would have been deported back to their home countries, many of those countries dangerous. There are very poor records about what happened to these families after those separations. This was part of the Trump administration's zero tolerance policy back in 2017 and 2018. The idea was that these family separations would deter migrants from trying to come in and gain entry to the United States at the southern border with Mexico. In total, Heather, more than 5,000 families were separated. And while this task force will be welcomed by the groups that have been working with migrants, they also want more from the Biden administration. They want to see compensation for these families, as well as a guarantee that they'll be able to have some kind of status in the United States. The word from the administration is that visas and legalities related to these reunifications will all be determined on a case-by-case basis.
How does this particularly, Lindsay, fit into the president's wider plan for the border and for immigration?
Well, this is one of 3 executive orders that we are going to see the president sign today, all of which are aimed at really reversing that Trump administration hard line on immigration. But none of these orders change the reality that the migration situation from Central America through to the United States and the immigration problem in the U.S. is incredibly complicated. One of the things we'll see Biden sign today is a review of the Remain in Mexico policy. But a review is not the same as letting people who are on the border right now in these squalid, cramped conditions have any sort of sense of when they might be able to make an appeal to come into the United States. And these are people who are desperate. Here is one of those migrants speaking on the other side of the border from Texas, from El Paso, Texas.
De que no me regresen. Que le pido por favor que miren que yo soy de veras el guatemalteco, es duro estar allá donde no hay trabajo, la delincuencia ya no se aguanta. Por eso yo vengo para acá. Tengo familia aquí. Y entonces por eso vengo buscando acá, me vine montando bus, hice un mes de venir aquí así en bus.
The other thing that these executive orders will call for, Heather, is international cooperation, looking to foreign governments, looking to international organizations to raise money and take steps to really solve the safety problems that people are fleeing, why they're coming to that southern border of the United States in the first place. But those are long-standing issues, things that will take a lot of time and a lot of money to resolve.
Lindsay, thank you very much. Our senior Washington editor there.